almost didn't make it to 3 years old. That's what my mom used to tell me. Well, I never understood that, but here's a picture of my mom and I on my 3rd birthday. And she used to tell me that over the years, and I never understood it because I always knew myself to be a good girl as a child, and I never had any accident or anything. But what would happen is I would wake up really early in the morning, and I would get into things, and I would make big messes. And I did this often. So you can imagine the mornings in my household didn't start off very well. So when I was 5, my parents split up and we moved to an apartment. I went to a new school and I really enjoyed school. I did well until my body changed on me. Socially, I started to not feel like I fit in. Besides being the 2nd tallest girl in the school, my breasts had developed early. So I was teased by the boys daily, and I didn't feel like I fit in with the girls either. I became very self-conscious and ashamed of my body, and I began to walk around with my arms across my chest. And this was my posture right through into my teens. Deep down, I thought there was something wrong with me. I felt alone, and I didn't feel like I fit in. I just wanted to be accepted. So we all have these childhood experiences, the happy memories, and then those painful ones that stick with us. And we don't always realize that there's purpose to the pain until much later in life. So today I'd like to share with you the 5 pieces that we play with in the game of life and how they all work together. So why do I call life a game? Well, I used to think of life as serious and often scary. But now I like to look at life as fun and exciting and open to new possibilities. So the first piece that we play with, it's us. We are the players. And we're all playing our own games, and our games are intertwining with each other. We're experiencing the ups and downs of life. And if we've had painful childhood experiences, we can lose parts of ourselves along the way. And that causes us to lose our identity. But we are always being directed towards our mission and our purpose. Now, the second piece that we play with is our consciousness. And our consciousness is our script, and it determines how we play our game. It's based on our beliefs, our thoughts, our attitudes and habits, and these are formed mainly from our childhood experiences. The third piece that we play with are our choices. And our choices determine our outcomes. We always have a choice, but our choices are usually made from our level of consciousness. So we can choose to stay safe, and that would be the fear choice. Or we can choose to trust and take a risk, and that's the love choice. Now, the fourth piece we play with is our relationships, with others and with ourselves. So I believe our relationships are our opportunities to find clues, to observe our feelings and our judgments of ourselves and others. And this shows us where we may have some limiting beliefs and where we might be stuck. And then we can see patterns. So I had many judgments and limiting beliefs about myself, but the biggest one that held me back and kept me stuck was the one that said, no one will like me if I show up as who I truly am. Therefore, it's not safe to be me. And I must be who others want me to be in order to feel accepted. So I conformed to fit in. Has anyone else here conformed to fit in and feel accepted? So this is a classic experience that women all across the globe face in one way or another. We dim our lights in order to feel accepted and fit in. So I lived this way for most of my life. I was a good girl. I did my best to stay out of trouble. I followed the rules, and I was a people pleaser. I had so much to be grateful for over the years, but I was not happy. I had a family who loved me. I had a job. I had a home. But there was something huge missing. It was me. I didn't know who I was or what I wanted. I was living life on the surface. I only knew that I was good at being who others wanted me to be. And without a strong sense of identity, we lack meaning and purpose in our life. So as the years went on, I developed anxiety almost on a daily basis. And anger and resentment would show up often. I had many wake-up calls, but I didn't know that's what they were because I wasn't paying attention. Until one day, this was the turning point for me. I'm driving to work, stressing and worrying about what was going on in my life, and all of a sudden, I couldn't breathe, and I didn't know what was happening. My anxiety was on overdrive. I was having a panic attack while I was driving a car. So thankfully, I was able to safely pull over. And in that moment, I realized, if I don't make a drastic change in my life, I was going to end up killing myself, or worse, killing someone else. So this brings me to the last piece that we play with in the game of life, and that's our life lessons. Our life lessons lead us to our growth, and they expand our awareness, and they help us to face our truth. It can get uncomfortable to face those dark parts within us that we don't want to acknowledge. These parts that we've pushed away deep, deep down in order to feel loved and accepted. So the biggest parts that I pushed down was that it was safe to be creative and it was safe to show up as who I truly was. Because I had a huge fear of being judged and rejected. It is so much easier to stay safe and small because this is the fear that we know. It's familiar. Much of the world still lives here. But things are changing. And self-love and self-care is becoming a must. And it is not admirable anymore to suck it up and sacrifice ourselves for others. Learning to love and accept all parts of ourselves, even the parts that we deem unworthy, is our role. I had a limiting belief about feeling unworthy when I said yes to speak here at the Fearless Summit. What went through my head was, who do you think you are getting up on stage along those accomplished women? But I knew that was my old fear talking. So I said, thank you, but I got this. I can do this. So I have a really important mission and a vision to get out into the world. And the opportunity to stand here in front of all of you would not have been given to me if I wasn't meant to do it. So my mission has been divinely guided, and I am listening. It's taken me being open to new possibilities, believing in myself, and taking inspired action to move me closer to it. My mission is that I plan to help as many women as possible to stand up and be radically fearless, to own their real, powerful self, and to love their self for their strengths and their weaknesses. Because our past does not define us, and we all have light and dark within us. That is what makes us whole. We are here to embrace our humanness, to do our best to continue to evolve, and to help others do that too. Because big or small, we all have a valuable contribution to make in the world. Our role is to find out what that is, stand in our power, and move towards making our dreams reality. No matter where we come from, an apartment in Toronto or a hut in Africa, there is always purpose to our life and our lessons. Our own life lessons give us deeper understanding and compassion for others who have been in similar same positions that we once were. It doesn't matter what the situation is. It's how we look at it that's the common denominator. We choose how we decide to respond to it, defeated and hopeless, or empowered to rise up to the challenges we face to create positive changes. Having experienced our pain and overcoming it is our purpose to helping other people, to hold the space, to empathize, and to walk alongside them and lead by example. To help those people who are ready to step into their light and find their unique self, and to find their truth and their gifts so that they can share them with the world too. When we support and love them in their purposeful journey, they feel that we get them, and they don't feel alone anymore. They look at us and they see their unlimited potential reflected back to them. I had so many women in my life do this for me, and it made all the difference. And I did discover that my potential is that I am creative, and my 3-year-old self has been wanting to come out and play. But she was scared to step out into the light and be visible. But I've assured her she is safe, because I know those are old fears, and it's time to show up as the real me. So I am creating a game for women of all ages who may be struggling with their identity and their meaning in life and where they fit in the world. It's called Soul Adventure, Journey to the Real Me, and it supports women in their purposeful journeys. The process is gentle, loving, and gradual, with a little fun thrown in too, because we can all use more fun in our life. It's an easy way to get to know your real self and practice being her. It instills the daily habit of self-care and listening to our internal compass that's always guiding us. We only need to get quiet and pay attention. Our intuitive muscle is strengthened when we play this game. And we can also decode our themes and see where we may want to dive deeper and focus on something else. Clarity and synchronicities happen. If you'd like to learn more, please come and visit me, and I'd love to share it with you. So I have been on my personal development and healing journey for over 5 years now. And the real me is quite opposite of who I was being for over 40 years of my life. I've grown into her because I've taken my life lessons, and I now play my game with a higher state of consciousness. And I make choices with an open heart and with love. I have healthy relationships that honor myself as well as the other person. And most importantly, I love and accept myself for who I truly am. When we are being real, we are shining bright. And I have seen it happen with so many women, from hiding and not feeling safe, to self-expressing and being in full creation mode, and more visible than ever before. So I work with women who are feeling the calling to finding their purpose, but they're unsure of who they really are and what they want. They know they're ready to shine. They just need help finding their light. So I create a safe space for them, to honor them, to heal their past, and find their truth so that they can share their gifts. And as we evolve into our real self, we can retrieve those lost parts that we lost along the way. And then we can express ourselves with more ease and confidence. And we can have the courage to go after the things we really want in life and achieve it. So it took me a lot of determination, and I did many different things to find the real me. But there are 3 foundational steps that I used and I use with my clients so that they can radically forgive their past, reclaim their power in their present moment, and go on to create their future. So the first step is take responsibility and risks in your life. Explore and decide what you want and why you want it, and move towards it. This also means owning where you currently are and being brave to take that action, even if it's a small action step. And the second step is willingness. Having willingness to be open to possibilities and to look at life from a different lens than you may have not looked at it from before. Because fear limits us and it leads us to judgment. And we can't change what we judge. So be willing to drop the expectations of how you think it was, is, or should be. And be willing to trust the process and feel and experience all life has to offer. And be willing to listen to your internal guidance. The how will be revealed as you're meant to know it. And lastly, be willing to do the healing work. It may take time if there's been past pain and hardship in your life. Don't stop believing in yourself. These lessons are part of your purpose. It often is just to choose differently and move towards what it is you want that will begin the momentum in the right direction. And the third step is having compassion for others, but most importantly, for yourself. When you make a mistake, when you fall short, or when you totally bomb, love yourself unconditionally and accept yourself for the perfect human being that you are. We are meant to play this game and get messy and experience the ups and downs and do amazingly creative, bold, exciting things. Our life events are always moving us towards our mission and our purpose, even when it seems that we're stuck. Feeling stuck often means it's time for a change. You are all powerful creators, every single one of you. You are here to make your dreams reality, to better humanity and the planet. Please remember that. And you're here to do it one step and one person at a time. So I have a big vision for the world. I envision no one to be living in fear, and for everyone to be who they truly are. For each of us to love our unique self, embrace our diversities, and shine as bright as we can so that we can help lift others up so they can shine their light too. When we are all shining, we are illuminating the planet with so much love energy. Imagine how beautiful that will be. And fear will fall away because it's all just an illusion that we've created. Our lights will be shining so bright that the darkness will fade, love will rule, and the world will prosper. So play your game full out. Lead with an open heart and shine as bright as you can so that you can help others to find you and then they can shine their light too. Thank you. Namaste.
Lorree Appleby.